Welcome to the Explainer. You know, in millions of kitchens, the LPG tank is our trusted partner for cooking our favorite meals. But here's the thing, that same tank, if it's not handled right, can be a really serious threat. Today, we're going to learn how to tell the difference between safe and sorry.
So, check this out. Between 2010 and 2021, here in the Philippines, there were 1,254 fires directly caused by LPG. That's not just a number on a slide. Each one of those represents a home, a family, a story that we really want to help you avoid.
And that leads us to this really important question we all have to ask ourselves. Seriously, is your tank safe? Because honestly, the safety of your entire home could hinge on the answer. So let's walk through exactly what you need to look for to make sure everything's secure.
All right, first things first. What exactly is that stuff in the tank? Let's do a quick rundown of the basics.
Here's a fun fact you might not know. Pure LPG actually has no smell at all. It's totally odorless. So that really distinct kind of pungent gas smell we all recognize, that's an additive. It's a chemical called ethyl mercaptan, and it's put in there for one reason and one reason only, to act like an alarm bell so you can detect a leak instantly. Pretty smart, right? Okay, so your safety check really starts before that tank even crosses your doorstep. The market, unfortunately, is kind of flooded with illegal and unsafe cylinders. So your first line of defense is knowing exactly what to look for when you're buying it.
You know, the difference between a safe tank and a dangerous one is often hiding in plain sight. You just have to know what to look for. A legit cylinder will always have permanent, stamped markings. We're talking serial numbers, manufacturing dates, and look at the weld that goes around the middle. It should be perfectly smooth, like a machine did it. Now compare that to an illegal tank. They often just look beat up with these rough, sloppy welds from a manual repair job. And those all-important safety markings, they're usually gone.
Think of this as your absolute must-do checklist for every single tank. And don't be shy about it. Actually pick it up and inspect it. Look for that official PS or ICC stamp. Run your finger over that middle weld. It has to be smooth. Double-check that the collar and the foot ring are welded on cleanly, not just bolted on. I'm telling you, this 1-minute inspection is probably the most powerful safety tool you have.
All right, so you've got a safe tank at home. Great. But now your daily habits become the next critical layer of fire prevention. How you store it and how you handle it matters a lot.
These are pretty much the golden rules for daily safety. Number 1, always keep the cylinder upright. This is so important because it makes sure only gas, not the liquid fuel, gets to your stove. It also has to be in a well-ventilated spot, so never inside a closed cabinet. And hey, if you think you have a leak, mix up some soapy water and brush it on the connections. If you see bubbles, you found your leak. Never, ever use a lighter or a match to check.
Now let's talk about the don'ts. Two of the biggest mistakes people make are storing the tank right next to the stove where it can get hot, and, you're not going to believe this, using a hammer or other tools to force a stuck valve. These things are built to be handled with care, so please, never roll or throw them. And probably the simplest rule of all, just don't leave your cooking unattended.
Okay, so even if you do everything right, you still absolutely need an emergency plan. Knowing precisely what to do in those first few seconds when you smell gas, well, that can be the difference between a small problem and a huge disaster. The second you smell gas, your first instinct is probably going to be to panic. You have to fight that urge. In that moment, panic is your enemy. A clear head that's following a simple plan, that's what's going to keep everybody safe. You need to memorize these steps, seriously. The two most critical things are, 1, get rid of any potential spark. That means no flipping light switches, no using your cell phone, nothing that creates electricity. 2, ventilate. Throw open every window, every door you can to get the gas out and fresh air in. Then, only if it's safe to get close, turn off the regulator switch on the tank. And look, if the smell is really strong, don't play the hero. Get everyone out, warn your neighbors, and call for help from outside.
So, after all of that, what's the one big thing you should take away from this explainer?
It's you. It really is. A fire extinguisher is a great tool, but your own knowledge, your attention to detail, that is what will actually prevent a disaster.
The safety of your home doesn't just rely on the fire department getting there on time. It starts with the small, smart choices you make in your kitchen every single day.
And I'm not just asking to ask. I want you to actually do it. Right after this is over, go take a look at your LPG setup. Is the tank in a good, ventilated spot? How does that rubber hose look? Does it pass that 5-step check we talked about? Taking 2 minutes to do that simple check might just be the most important thing you do all day. Stay safe.